I am going to be writing a book about what really happened to Robin Williams when he died. What you're hearing on the Jesuit controlled news media is a bunch of lies. And I had a conversation with Robin from heaven, and he interrupted again when I was on Google Chat with Jane Agnew. And she's she said, "Hey, Gail, working on anything cool today?" And I said, "Well, I'm working on my Robin Williams story and on dinner and taking a shower later." Robin keeps talking to me brain to brain. I asked why Jesus is allowing it. He says he's making an exception to his normal rules so he can help me write a story. But he doesn't take me over when I write. Basically, I just get real deep insights into his heart and soul as I write, and he's very non intrusive. He seems to help me clarify my thinking processes as I write so that his thoughts seem like mine. I get into character like an actress when I write. He helps me understand his character. And Jane, and then I said, she took off for a while and got real quiet on me. So I said, "Are the Jesuits bothering you?" And she said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Oh, sorry about that. I had to walk away from the computer for a second." She said they weren't bothering her today, fortunately. I said, "That's good." When somebody writes me on any forum and they get quiet all of a sudden, I always wonder. She said, "Yeah, I don't blame you. Jesuits are super tricky. I can't stand them." I look forward to yours and Robin's book. You see, Robin is helping me write the book. I ask him questions. I like interview him from heaven, and then he answers my questions as I write the book. She said, "I'm glad someone has the courage to come out and tell the truth about what happened. I've just been listening to your videos and praying today." I said, "Great idea. Praying is always good." Jane said, "Is Robin enjoying heaven?" Kind of a silly question, I guess. It's heaven after all. "Oh, yes, but he's really hyped about my book about him." Said, "Seems like he still has some unfinished business here on earth." Exactly. That may be why Jesus is allowing him to communicate with me from heaven for now, at least. It makes it seem like he's still alive. He comes across to me in my brain just like Brent or Vladimir when they talk to me brain to brain. And then Robin all of a sudden butted in. He said, "Tell Jane I appreciate all she does." "So, what's she doing, Robin?" All sorts of things. She's trying real hard to get that Gabriel Chana Fox News footage, but it looks like Zach has his back covered." And Jane said, "It's true, I have been. It's either not on in the city I'm in, or something happens with my camera when I try to take footage of it. But I will eventually get you proof some way or another that there is a Gabriel Chana News channel that covers me, and then hopefully we can upload that evidence to YouTube." "Good girl, you're as stubborn as me," Robin said. "Hee hee," Jane said. He said, "You see how stubborn I am. I managed to break through the portals of heaven to talk to Gail and you. It's our turn to laugh at Zach Knight. Did you feel that, Jane? I'll tell Gail where I kissed you. Now you tell her." And Robin told me he was giving her several pecks on the cheek. And then took her about a minute, and she said, "I did feel something. Was it on the cheek?" I said, "Oh my, Jane, he told me he kissed you on the cheek. Oh my God. All right, Robin, why are you interfering with my conversation with Jane?" "It's 'cause I'm licking my chops. Jane will play a major role in the downfall of the Jesuit order." Jane, "Wow, really?" And then I said, "Jane wants to know how. Can you give us any details?" "Ah, shucks. You don't want to ruin it, do you? This one will rely on surprise. Got to keep my mouth shut. Can you give us a clue?" "Well, let's just say this. Both you and Jane are writers." Jane said, "That we are. Perhaps there's something about the written word that will bring about the Jesuits' downfall." "Good question, Robin." "Well, Gail, just about all your writings end up in court and end up in the movies. Jane's accounts will help corroborate evidence. If I was alive, I'd put Jane on my marriage list." Jane said, "Ha!" And then I said, "Oh my God, Robin has me laughing." Jane said, "Robin is such a card." "Yeah, that's why you love me. At least here in heaven, my penis is not a balloon." "Oh yeah, Jane, I will reveal in my book how the Jesuits turned his penis into a long hot dog like a balloon when all my men suffered all that penis torture." Do you know how impossible it is to make love to a lady with a balloon? Jane, I can only imagine how uncomfortable it must be to have a balloon penis. And then he said, well, it wasn't so much the physical pain, it was the humiliation. Jane said, did it turn into an actual balloon, or was it just the size of a balloon? Either way, it sounds like something the Jesuits would do. And then I told Jane it was an actual balloon, Jane. For real? Geez, that Zach Knight, Robin said. He made me want to prove that I was a man. So I kind of went off the deep end and decided to go for it with Gail. I'd like to turn Zach Knight's penis into a balloon. Hey, Gail, can you give the guys an idea? Interesting, I was thinking, Robin. I got to think about this one. I've been so busy writing and never even thought about that. Jane said, and then we could pop Zach's balloon penis with a needle. And I said, yeah. Hey, Gail, Robin said, you could write some law that punishes all Jesuits who rape by turning their sexual organs into balloons or something that could not rape. Hey, that may not be a bad idea, Robin, but as you know, tomorrow I go to my mom's. She called and asked for some help. Yeah, I know. Take care of your mom, even if she's under brain control. You never know how long you'll have her. Jane said, those are very wise words. I don't think she realizes what the Jesuits have done to her and put everyone through. She needs you to help clean up around her house. And then I said, no, she doesn't. In fact, my men gave her $1 million to pay her back for her assistance to me. And she cashed the check and spent it all on spas and bought my sister a new car. She now believes that the money came from my sister. She does need me to help with house cleaning and also with dealing with her bills. She has bad English and doesn't understand all the bills she gets in the mail. My stepdad, who passed away, helped her before with the bills, and so she's just not used to having to deal with that all by herself and with having English problems. Hi, Gail. This is Bill, your stepdad. From heaven. Doing a great job with your mom. I've been having a great time with Robin and gave him a tour of my house here in heaven. Jane said, it makes me so angry the things your sister does. And I said, yeah, my sister is evil. Jane said, is she a Jesuit or is she just an evil person? And then I said, from what I understand, she's just an evil person who's insanely jealous of me because of all these famous guys who love me. Heck, Robin said, your sister would never die for any man, and we know you love your men enough to die for them. What an asshole she is to be jealous when she doesn't have the greatness you have, Gail. And then Jane said, from what I hear, you are much more beautiful than her as well. And then Robin said, perhaps, but Gail's greatest beauty is inside. She's a courageous, vast, and beautiful woman who only loves a man if he is great. But if she sees that greatness, she'd die for them. Such vastness made me want to die for her, which I did. I'd even love a fat lady if that lady had Gail's vastness. Jane said, that's wonderful. And then I said, well, yeah, even though I'm not ugly, I know that my men love my King David's soul. Jane said, your awesome and beautiful soul definitely shines through. Then Robin said, Gail completely forgets about herself when she makes love to us. She's consumed with our needs, even to the exclusion of hers. My first two wives only loved me for my money. It devastated me. When I found Gail, I knew she loved my soul, my inner essence. For this, I adored her. Even a famous rich guy has a heart. I think this is why Jesus doesn't mind that Gail has so many men on her marriage list. We need her to stay true to the greatness inside all of us. Said, Robin, is it true that your former wives bled you dry financially? And Jane said, I admit I am amazed at their lack of jealousy, but as special as you are, it doesn't surprise me that they're able to get along. And then Robin said, well, his former wives got about half of it, but I still had the other half, and that was enough for me to buy you a $2 billion wedding ring. No jealousy. We need each other to stay alive. We needed each other, because he's in heaven now. You'd think the world would wonder why it was that as soon as a famous man got interested in Gail, he all of a sudden developed a new romantic interest. That wasn't Gail, of course. Of course, Gerard, you refer to Gerard Butler, outsmarted them. That guy is clever. What did he do? Well, as soon as Gerard got on your list, he acquired a girlfriend. He actually made a deal with an actress and asked to be seen in public with her, to spark some rumors. He deliberately picked a very nice woman for this. Who was it? It was an unknown actress who lived in Scotland. He was prepared to go public with her if the Jesuits tried to tie him up with their agents, so they decided not to. Jane, that is very clever. And then he said, the rest of us guys got hitched with Jesuit agents in no time because we didn't do anything proactive like Gerard did. Yes, that Gerard is a psychiatrist. That gives him an edge. Gerard's strategy has been to have a new girl all the time to keep everyone confused. These are usually women he picks who understand he's on Gail's marriage list, and they help him to stave off any Jesuits who may want to rape him. I said, but how about artificial insemination? Well, if the Jesuits try to pull this on them, he'll just say it's all a bunch of crap from a fortune hunter. Oh, so he deliberately appears like a womanizer so the Jesuits can't hitch him up permanently with anybody. Yeah, looks like it's working too, Jane said. Definitely does. And then he said, poor Matthew is so loyal to his woman that he found this repulsive. He just couldn't get himself to play this game. Now look what it's got him. I really wish Matthew played this game. I hate what Camilla has done to him, referring to Camilla Alves with Matthew McConaughey. It's too late for him now, because if he tried to do it now, Camilla would bleed him dry with child support garbage. Jane, yeah, the things Camilla has done to Matthew is heinous. The bell and the bombs. Your healing power through brain to brain is probably the only thing keeping that man in one piece. Yeah, Gail, Jane is right. Without you, I think he'd be here in heaven with me from suicide, of course. The Jesuits would then replace him with his clone. Well, I gotta go for now. Don't want to keep you from your duties, Gail, Jane said. I try not to be too starstruck, but it really is amazing to speak with someone like Robin Williams. What a great guy, too. And then I said, yeah, he's great, and I'm honored to write this book for him. And so I'm about 17,000 words into the book, and I'll let you see the cover design, which I've gotten for it, and some of my artwork revolving around the book. And I predict that it's going to be done in early September. And it's coming off to a great start. And Robin's been helping me write it. He doesn't like take me over like an automaton, but he fills me with his heart and his feelings. And then I use my writing skills to put that onto the page. So the book's coming along great. Just wanted to give it a bit of promo here. And Robin I'm actually going to give him credit as a collaborator from heaven. And this book's going to go into great detail about what really happened to him in the weeks and days up to the time he was murdered, and then the day of his murder, and maybe even a little bit afterwards, and how he responded to it from heaven. Check out the cover to my next book. It's going to be like a novella, probably going to be about 40 to 50,000 words long. I'm 17,000 words into it. And this will be what really happened to Robin Williams when he died on August 11th, 2014. The Jesuits are putting all these lies out, and Robin's helping me write this book, and it's going to go into his heart and soul, what he was thinking and feeling in the weeks and days leading up to his murder.